Dear aspirant, we are all living in a materialistic world where we need to know how money functions. Keeping this type of knowledge, we can manage the earned money properly. Well, in the previous videos, we discussed the functions of money. In this video lecture, we will discuss how money supply in the market is measured or calculated. Friend, suppose that I am the head of my family and I don't know how much money I possess to run my family. Will I be able to make any concrete plan for the welfare of my family? Will I be able to fulfill its needs properly? Obviously not. So, in order to run my family successfully, I must know how much supply of money my family has, and on the basis of this supply, I can make proper planning for its proper growth. This similar case is there with a country. A country, that is to say, the country head must know how much supply of money is there in the market. Whether the market is oversupplied with money, called inflationary market, or the market is undersupplied with money, called deflationary market. Both the conditions are never good for any economy. So, a country must maintain equilibrium as regards the supply of money. Now, the question arises, how can a country measure the supply of money in its geographical area? Friend, we know that it is the central bank of any country that has the record of supply of money. In India, the RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India, calculates the supply of money in the country. This apex organization has developed 4 alternative measures to calculate the money supply in the country. These 4 measures are labeled as M1, M2, M3 and M4. The term M here stands for money. First 2 kinds of money, M1 and M2, are called narrow money, and the rest 2, M3 and M4, are called broad money. Narrow money is that which is most liquid, such as coins and currencies. And we know that these 2 kinds of money can easily be encashed, whereas broad money is that which is least liquid, such as treasury bills, gilts, etc. Now, let's discuss M1 in detail. According to RBI, M1 is all that includes cash deposits held with the public, demand deposits held with the commercial banks, and other deposits than these 2. We can represent it as M1 is equal to C plus DD plus OD. Now, let's understand these 3 terms in detail to understand M1, which is the first alternative of money supply. Friend, C is the currency held with the public. In other words, this is what we keep in our wallet to spend, while DD, demand deposit, is what we keep with the bank. Suppose we earn a sum of rupees 40,000 a month. Out of this sum, if we keep with us a sum of rupees 10,000 in cash and the rest 30,000 with a bank, then rupees 10,000 is called C, that is to say currency, that is to say currency held by us, and 30,000 is called demand deposit held by the bank. The amount kept with the bank can easily be availed on demand by the use of a check or demand draft, or by the use of ATM card, or by Airtel money, etc., etc. And so, this is called a demand deposit. This kind of deposit is made by savings account and current account. During the lockdown period caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, currency held by the public increased by 8.2% in 2020, while demand deposits decreased by 8% according to the report by RBI. Now, let's discuss what OD stands for. Friend, OD stands for other deposits, which refers to those kinds of deposits which are held neither by the public nor by any commercial bank. Other deposits may include the demand deposits of foreign central banks and international financial institutions such as IMF, World Bank, etc. This is all about the first alternative measure of money supply, M1. Now, let's switch to the next alternative measure of money supply, M2. Friend, it includes M1 and the national savings certificates, that is to say, the deposits held with the post office. It can be represented as M2 is equal to C plus DD plus OD plus NSC. M3 can be represented as M1 plus term deposits or fixed deposits. It can broadly represented as M3 is equal to C plus DD plus OD plus term deposits. And now finally M4 equals to M3 plus post office deposits. It can be represented in detail as M4 equals to C plus DD plus OD plus term deposits plus post office deposits. It clearly indicates that M4 includes all kinds of deposits, and so it is broad money. The Apex Bank of India RBI revises its monetary policy taking help of these three alternative measures of money supply in the country. Thus friend, hope you have understood M1, M2, M3 and M4 quite well. See you in the next video lecture. Thank you.